it's your girl Jackie Aina. Welcome back to my channel. Anybody care to see my Sephora receipt from yesterday? This all yesterday. This is all in one day. All from yesterday. My total came out to $1,232.14. Now, it's not just because of the VIB sale. Before you pass judgment, I got a really good request from one of you guys to do a video featuring all Sephora brand makeup products, brands by the Sephora makeup brand. I'm only really familiar with like 2% of Sephora brand products. So I was like, okay, well, this will give me like a good chance to try out some new things that I haven't tried out, which is like pretty much everything. A lot of times when I do videos like these, people in the comments are like, oh my God, this is so sponsored. Here's the thing. I have my own opinion about products. If I happen to like not really like a product that you really like, then it is what it is. And if I say good things about a product that you don't like, then it also is what it is. It's like I do these videos and I'm not allowed to have my own opinion about things. Like, people are weird. They tend to think that these videos are biased. They are not biased. For me, they're just really, really fun because it's like I get to get the whole scope of what's good. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go right into it. Oh, by the way, mandatory shout out to their masks. I love the Sephora mask. This is one of the few products I'm actually familiar with. So I started off with the Pearl Eye Mask to get myself bright and hydrated. Let's get started with some skin prep. I'm gonna take the Beauty Amplifier. It is their smoothing primer. If you are a user of the Murad Face Primer, or if you like the Smashbox Photo Ready Primer, you're gonna like this. It's kind of got that same feel. Oh, I totally bought the eye primer thinking this was for under eye. This is actually for the eyelid. So far the base feels very smooth. I'm a little concerned because primers like this, for me on their own, are not enough to control oil. So why don't we take a little bit of setting powder. This is the Bright Set. I'm gonna apply some with my Velour Puff. These are very, very soft and they feel very velvety. So I'm going to use that, just, you know, some added security. I haven't decided if I want to use their Perfecting Mist Airbrush Foundation or the 10 Hour Wear Perfection Foundation. I don't know, this is a doozy. I got Cocoa in the Spray Can Foundation. You have to really put a lot on to see it. Does that look too light? Maybe I put on a lot. That looks a little too light. Okay, we'll go liquid. False alarm. This is a pretty neutral color. I would like a little bit more yellow. They actually got a pretty decent shade range. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. Like, I definitely see them trying to get a diverse line. I mean, they definitely have more diverse shades than most brands at Sephora, so it says a lot. It is said to be a medium buildable, and I can definitely see that. And I'm blending this out with the Multitasker Complexion Brush. The coverage is actually beautiful. It's got just enough coverage, not too much, not too little. I'm a bit more shinier than I like to be in the center of my forehead, so we'll probably have to end up powdering down a little bit later. Do I want to do my eyes first? Or... ooh, this concealer got me feeling real hype because it's swatched really nice. It's the Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. The color that I'm using is Toffee. It feels really nice. This reminds me a lot of Smashbox Concealer. It's kind of like a mix between Smashbox Concealer and the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. Then I'm gonna take Dulce de Leche. I like that name for concealer. I've never been called, I've always been a mocha or a mahogany or a cocoa, but Dulce de Leche is kind of sexy. So I'm gonna take this above my, oh, whoa, that's kind of warm. It's really warm. I got the Veramona for Sephora sponges. Now, while these aren't Sephora brand sponges, they are exclusive to Sephora, and so because they were all in that same section with everything else, I just grabbed them thinking like, oh, this is a Sephora sponge. It's not technically a Sephora sponge, but my bad, y'all. But I do really like the sponge. It's very soft. I've never used it for concealing, so let's give it a go. Forehead, the forehead. The concealer is staying put. It's not getting too lost in the foundation. Pretty hard to get in the inner corner of my eye with the square shape, but I'm working with it. Okay, so far I'm really happy about all this. I do have a little bit of a predicament, okay? The only finishing powders that I found were this Bright Set and their Universal Loose Powder. I just need them to do a powder like this, but a little more beige, you know? So I'm actually scraping into the powder and breaking it up sometimes women of color, you know, amongst being fly as hell for no reason, we just gotta get creative when a product or brand doesn't have something for us. You feel me? Before I put this under eye and mess that all up, I'm gonna test this out here. Okay, so it's not bad. Seems to be blending in. Oh, perfect. And we're gonna leave on the excess because we'll be using some shadows later. It's looking a little bit patchy though. I'm not sure if you can see that on my camera, but oh, I'm sure I can work with that, you know. I have very high hopes for these brow pencils. I got the color chocolate brown, and then I also got dark charcoal. The brush side of this is very interesting. It's almost like a comb, a little tiny comb. Texture is amazing. It's exactly what I look for in a brow pencil. Nice and waxy. They're definitely competing with the other brands that they carry. So now I'm taking chocolate brown and I'm filling in my brow. The dark charcoal was just what I used to outline. These are giving me some really good application. The only downside I can think about the brow pencil is the combed edge. It's good for your brow hairs, but once you put the pencil in, like that really doesn't seem to do anything to like blend the pencil into your brows. Brows definitely get 2 thumbs up for me. I'm a fan. Let's go back to our Bright Future concealer. I like to use a lighter concealer lately as an eye primer, and then blending that almost all the way up to the pretty much all the way up to the brow bone. And then I'm gonna take my yellow setting powder to just set that eye area. Ay Dios mío, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my eyes yet. Oh, I forgot I brought this brow enhancer. So this is just kind of like a brow bone highlight thing, but now that I remember, I think this is a little too dark for a brow bone highlight. I feel like if you're gonna do a brow bone highlight, it should be lighter, and this just isn't light enough for my complexion. I bought a number of different palettes and eyeshadows because I had no idea where this look was going, but I think I'm gonna do green. I bought the Colorful 5 eye contouring palette. This is supposed to be the tan one. I'm gonna take this brown color here. It's like an ashy brown, and the airbrush crease brush. I may or may not have applied too much, but we're gonna run with it. This is actually a really good color. And I did the sandwich thing because I'm gonna pop an accent color in the center there. I'm gonna take the dusty green color here. I'm going to apply that just above the crease to soften it just a teensy bit. This is such a good gold color. I was dying when I swatched this. So that I'm going to pop in the inner corner. And then I'm gonna take this waterproof eye crayon. It's in the color khaki. It's a really nice camel green. Also, these were really tough to remove when I tried them on my hand. I was like rubbing the swatch off, so they're definitely waterproof. Now I'm gonna do something wild. I'm gonna take Tropical Queen, which is a single eyeshadow. Look how pretty this is. I need a really small brush, so I'm gonna take my small shadow, and this is brush number 15, to get all up underneath and smoke out that bottom lash line. I want it to be pretty intense and pretty colorful down there. This is a really good brush. This is a really good brush. I'm loving how the champagne is mixing with orange. That myriad of like the two is looking beautiful. I'm gonna take the Micro Smooth powder that I do definitely think needs more colors. I'm gonna use the shade Deep, and I'm dusting off all that excess yellow powder. Then with my Velour Puff, I'm gonna press some into my skin. I'm really excited about this contour palette. 1, because it actually comes in my shade. 2, packaging is lit, very professional, very pay me my rate, very 20% deposit, very I book 10 gigs a week type of look and feel, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna use the same powder brush and taking the darkest shade, working around that chin. This is definitely a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be. Probably not the best brush for this product. I feel like it's looking a little blotchy on this side. I'm cleaning it up with my airbrush brush, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner and more buffed. How gorgeous is this? This is so beautiful. The packaging is beautiful. It reminds me of the spring, summer. It's got the perfect amount of like the only blush I probably wouldn't use is this one. This is definitely Chocolate Girl friendly. It's their blush palette. For this look, I'm gonna take this one here. It's a nice coral pink, and I'm just dusting that onto my apples. The next thing I absolutely gagged over when I saw it is their highlight palette. This one is calling my name. This one is calling my government name, my social security number. This one has my address. This one all right here is so beautiful. I live for like a deep gold highlight. I'm gonna take the tapered end of the 204 brush, which is their highlight brush. I could live without the scope side, but it's there, so I guess we can submit his application too or whatever. I think it's gonna be really flattering for this look. And I was right. This look is very summer, spring. Let's also hit that nose, just a teensy, just a little bit. I am a self-proclaimed mascara junkie. This is the Full Action Extreme Mascara. I love the brush head on this, but I am gonna add falsies though. I'm gonna cheat. None of the falsies that were in the Sephora store were gonna work for me. So I didn't even bother. Like, I'm not gonna try to make something work that doesn't work. As far as the mascara goes, I'm not really getting the thickness I would expect from a brush head like this. It could have a lot to do with the fact that it's a new tube, and sometimes when a mascara is too new, it's still really wet and you just need to let it dry out a little bit to really get the thickness and the clumpiness that you want. Or if you don't want it, then you're gonna love this mascara. I definitely would not call this a bad mascara, just I'm a little in the middle right now. I've tried better. It's really good at separating though. That's one thing I will definitely say. Like, I would probably use this on top of like a thickening mascara. Do any of you guys use bottom lash mascaras? Do you find them pointless? Do you think that there is a difference between, like, is it worth splurging and having two separate ones? I don't know how I feel about bottom lash mascara. Lashes are looking good, but I just need them to be thicker. Don't judge, but I think I'm gonna add a little bit more blush. I'm gonna take this peachy one. It's shimmery. It's definitely a blush, but what if we use it? This is extraterrestrial. This is the stuff I make fun of. It really is. But you know what? I can explain, okay? But that's actually really pretty. That's really pretty as highlight. Wowee. Let me stop before I get carried away. This is the Contour Rouge Gel Lip Liner. Packaging, not a fan. It's almost impossible to get these stupid, like, peel off plastic covers off. It's like shrink wrap for pencils. Like, why don't you just put it in a box? I'm gonna know if it's used. I can tell, Sephora. Do this the old fashioned way. So this is cool. It's one of those pencils that comes with a detachable sharpener. It's kind of nice. Now, does this roll up? Yep, this rolls up so you can apply or take away more pencil. The color I'm gonna be trying is Rosewood. Now the only thing is, because this is a gel liner, it's gonna be really hard to get some really precise application. They're just so creamy. But this is creamy enough to be worn as a lipstick, and you would think it's a lipstick. These lipsticks are low-key poppin'. The color that I'm using is number 4. It is a really creamy pinky nude. I need some coral for this look. Where's the coral at, girl? Or I can use this like gray nude. This is one of their cream lip stains. That's a cool color. It's more like a lavender though. I think for this look, why not? Why not? Why not? We're already here. Let's do it. Ooh, that's very creamy. Not drying at all. This one's kind of cute. I like the color on its own. It's a really good color. So I caved and I added lashes. So sue me. These are the Flutter Lash Intoxicating Lash. The Sephora lashes just weren't. I'm sure you're wanting to know what impressed me, what I think I could live without, what I love the most about all the products I tried today. I'm the most excited about the complexion. The face is sitting on 22s. The foundation and the concealer was amazing. The eyeshadows were actually really good. Brow, I think the dark charcoal was a little dark. Probably could have just stuck to the chocolate brown one, the one that was a little bit lighter, because the brows to me are looking a little bit too dark. I like the complexion stuff the most. The brushes are really good. The lip stuff is bomb. I'm definitely not taking the lip stuff back. I do think I could live without the mascara. I didn't dislike it, but I could live without it. I definitely need more shades of the Micro Smooth powders. Like, minimum 5 more dark shades. My shade should not be the darkest. And this one was like, sure that's your color, girl? You sure that's not your winter shade, girl? And I need to see a loose version of this, because this is my translucent, okay? That white, IKEA white look is not my translucent. It's definitely not my universal. I know you could do a little bit all over the face and it probably would work, but I'm just not a fan of that. I like pressing my powder in. It lasts a lot longer because of my skin type. So step that up, Sephora. All in all, I definitely do think that Sephora has everything that you need for a complete full face, and you'll end up looking pretty good. You're not gonna save a ton of money. It's comparable to a lot of other brands that are in Sephora, but at least you know that their stuff is definitely stuff that you can count on. I'm probably gonna take back about half of the stuff I purchased just because I'm not gonna need it. It's excessive, and $1,200 is a lot. I'm not saying go out and spend $1,200 on Sephora stuff. Please don't. But I had to buy a lot of a few because I had no idea what look I was going to be creating today. So I bought a couple of different options. I feel really good. I think I look great. And I hope that you guys found this review and tutorial on Sephora brand makeup helpful. If you have any favorites, please let me know. There were some products that I already knew of to check out that you guys had suggested to me on Twitter. So the more the merrier. Please leave your comments and suggestions down below. And while I got your attention, if you haven't already seen some previous uploads, I mean, you know what to do. You know exactly what to do. Why are you playing? Why you're only playing yourself by not watching the next video. Do the right thing. Okay? Bye.